All right, gentlemen, it looks like we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and LinkedIn and YouTube. Looks like we're good to go. What's up, man? How you guys doing? Before we dive in, I want to see how you guys are doing. Just say good. Like,
I know
man,
Rob is ready. Rob is ready for bed.
Rob is.
I sat here at 4:30 this morning, and it's now 9:00 this evening. So I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I bet you are ready for bed.
But I'm great to be here. Like, what bigger a privilege could there be to talk about God before bed at night with as many people who choose to listen? Like, what a privilege.
I hope they are listening to this stuff afterwards, man, because we've thrown some fire out there, bro. We don't hold back, regardless. Anytime we're together, we never hold back. So let's not stop right now. All right. So the topic for today is expectations in your business, and I know that sounds generic, but I'm gonna dive into it a little bit from what I think it means, and then Rob, you can carry the torch and let me know if I'm right or wrong. My opinion, when I hear have expectations for your business, well, actually, I don't hear many people saying that. Number one. On LinkedIn or in the world or anywhere else. But my humble opinion is that I think it's if you are inviting the Lord into your business, then you should have expectations. You should have supernatural expectations. And whatever that means. Am I even on the right track?
Yes, and.
Okay,
is what I want to say.
I don't care if I'm wrong. I just want to know.
No. I think you're right, but I think we need to go back a step. And the question that I wrote down is, whose business is it anyway? And I think we wander around with this I'm in charge of my business swagger. If your business is just a gift from God, really it's His. And so I wonder what He expects you to do with the gift He's given you.
That's probably not going to sit right with some folks, bro, because I did all the work. I put all the blood, sweat, and tears. I took all the risk. I spent all the money. I did this, and I hired this person. I hired that person.
And that's a faith problem if you're a Christian, because the more often you use the words I and my, the further you get away from the Father. And so it's a faith problem. At the end of the day, the question is, who allowed the sun to rise this morning and permitted you to draw breath? Like you can have all of the nonsense you like, but without those two things happening, none of it happens. None of it matters. None of it's real. It's all hocus pocus. And so expectations is really, what does He expect? If you're a prince to the King of Kings, therefore you're a servant to the King of Kings, what's He expect of you? I want to say something. I was in a mastermind I ran in Cape Town, South Africa on Friday. And these are business owners who can afford $4,000 a month for a mastermind seat with us. They've got 20, 30, some of them more employees than that. And you don't want an old-fashioned pressure cooker. I don't know if any of your grandparents or parents have pressure cookers. It goes, the steam comes out, and there's that pressure release valve. The moment we started talking about the pressure release valve is understanding you are an employee of Him in your business. You just need to do as you're told. Like it's His responsibility to do this, this, and this. You can see the guy's physiology go and breathe. Like the weight comes off the shoulders. Because there's only so much weight you can carry before you buckle.
Yeah.
So what does He expect of your business? And in honesty, what are you doing to honor Him in your business with regards to growing it to His level of majesty?
Yeah, man. That's another thing, though. That you're opening up a different kind of rabbit hole there, bro. Because when that speaks to me, that says. Then we talk about the burdens again. Then we talk about needing to do it all because no one's going to do it for me. You have the business owner mentality, this SMB mentality, right? Which I understand, but it's again, it's replacing something else. Like, I got to carry the burden, but Christ says himself, "Cast your burdens upon me. Your burden is heavy, my yoke is light." Right? So if business owners have this list of things to do that seems ever expanding, day in, day out, grinding, got to open the doors, got to keep the employees, got to pay the bills, got to make the pizza, got to make the coffee, got to, man. It doesn't end, bro. So how do I cast the burden that I am physically entrenched in?
Well, the first thing is to grow your business big enough so your list of godders, I've got to do this, so that your list of godders gets simpler and easier because you've grown it big enough to and blessed other people with jobs to go and do a lot of stuff on your to-do list for you. In Christ's name, we're encouraged to play much bigger. Dominion is the word in Genesis 1:28. And as I look at a lot of business owners, they just haven't figured out how to do dominion yet. Dominion in Christ's own life is to leave us in human form with the Holy Spirit to guide us and the essence of him and God, and to leave let's call it his organization to grow and multiply and keep on doing its thing. Well, what permits him to do that is an obsession to not have to do the thing himself. And so do you think it's, Bobby, I'd be curious to hear your opinion, because I mean, you've worked with people in the fitness industry, real estate, financial services. Do you think that people are struggling to let go of the label plumber, electrician, financial advisor, real estate agent, whatever it may well be, and actually step up into being the business owner who employs those people? Like struggling to let go of the title and struggling to let go of the work.
Man. That's context right there, bro.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I think 100%. Yes, they're struggling to be honest with you, let go and let God. And there's a surrendering issue there. There's a control. To what you said earlier.
You don't know about that, do you, Bobby?
Exactly. It's the hardest thing. We all deal with it, right? And it's hard to let go. I can tell you from personal experience, to just hold on to things that I can't control, yet I still try to hold on to. People who are listening, can you hear our brother? Right? And we have to 100%. And again, we talk about surrendering all the time. What does that look like? To me, expectations is exactly what surrendering should be. Expectation is surrendering your business to Christ, making him the CEO of your life. Everything from business to family to health to everything. So you may have a diagnosis that isn't what you were hoping for from the doctor. What do? You have two choices. Do you just fall at the feet of the doctor, or you fall at the feet of Jesus? What is your expectations? Is your expectations healing, or is it expectations going through a journey of medical whatever? It's the same thing in your business. What is your true expectations in your business? Is it, you have two choices. Is it you're going to work your butt off until you can't function anymore, that you have no choice, or you're proactive like Jesus is in everything that he's done, and he builds relationships and he empowers and employs people to go and spread the gospel?
That's it. And in fact, I've built a lot of businesses in my lifetime, but in honesty with you, only 3, Kingdompreneur now 4, I guess, have had any real success. And the biggest thing that I learned through the first 3 was employ people to do what you think you do faster than you feel comfortable with.
Yes.
And you know, the thing that I want to say, that business owners pray into existence their own failure by saying things like, no one can, ... do it as good as me, work hard enough, whatever it is. And we literally pray those things into existence. You know, it took me 5 years to get this good, so I won't be able to find an employee to do what I do. Or I won't be able to afford an employee to do what I do. I mean, we just pray all these things into existence without actually saying, with enough creativity, anything's possible. With like, if you're trying to find employees in the world's way of finding employees with resumes and qualifications and letters, you are just going to suck and fail. Jesus didn't do it like that in the slightest. He found a fisherman and a tent maker and tax collector and made them into a mega hero who we're still celebrating and reading their books 2,000 years later. You know, the world sets businesses up to fail the entire time in its strategies. And we know that to be true because 99 out of 100 businesses fail. Right? Jesus never sets us up to fail. So why not go and copy him? Why not go and have a business using his strategies, his approaches? And the crazy thing is, people in churches aren't teaching Christians the actual strategies that sit within their Bible with regards to growing a business. Hiring, firing, strategy, planning, marketing, sales. Like, it's all there within here. And yet the churches aren't teaching it. And I think that's such a crying shame, because a lot of business owners don't go to church because they're like, well, no value for me. Tell me how to be a better dad. Well, I'm already a good dad. Tell me to be a better husband. I'm already a better husband. Tell me to pray. I already pray. But the thing that keeps them up at night the most, worried the most, is the business. It is paying the staff. It is getting enough customers in. You ever notice how hopeful an entrepreneur is? Only an entrepreneur can sit in the middle of the month with $25,000 in their bank account, look forwards for 15 days' time for the month-end bills, and somehow kid themselves that 25 grand will turn into 100 grand by in 15 days' time if this person and this person sells their invoices and settles their invoices, and I'll find couple more clients. Like entrepreneurs truly do faith, if you think about it. One of the guys last week were talking about this, about like the debtors they've got and the people who owe them money, and how literally they sit there on the 10th of the month and go, well, the next 20 days, it's not on me. It's not on me. And I just think that if we can do that, right, that faith that I'll make it work, regardless of how hard or stressful it is for the end of the month, maybe we could learn simpler, easier ways to go and be more Christ-like with regards to how we build it and get. I mean, Bobby, tell us about. It was the other week in the Kingdompreneur session. I think I bashed using technology too much and said, go out and shake hands and kiss babies and all of those sorts of things. Like, be like Jesus, go meet the people. What have you been up to recently where you've been out and just been meeting people? Tell us about that adventure and also the venue and all those other things that have happened since that started.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, this, the one thing you're going to get out of Kingdompreneur is to emulate Jesus, to be like him. That's what we're called to do. And we're called to be disciples and to disciple other. And one of the biggest things for me is, and I think people can relate, we get shy and we get more in this right here, this phone, this social media, by behind the camera, that we lose touch on relationships. So recently I've been challenged to go out and just pray for people, get in the public square. And I just been going to a coffee shop for the last 2 weeks straight. The first time I went out there, I went live to let everybody know I was going to be there. It was, I would say, initially, no one showed. But when I left, my algorithm blew up saying, my goodness, I wish I would have known you were there. I need prayer. I need help in my business. Yes, I'm going to be showing up. So I went out the next week and had a couple more people show. All I'm saying is that we are called to be in front of people, to love on people. It is the best algorithm you'll ever have, is to be in the public square, to help and to pray for people and to love on people. And it is blowing up as we speak. And I'm only 2 weeks in, y'all. And I'll tell you, and this isn't hyperbolic, this is real. Like, if you look at my algorithm and my TikTok and all my social medias, those videos of me showing up, I'm getting more people saying, let me know when you're coming there again. I want you to pray for me. And God is so good. And so these are just simple ways to grow your business in the same way that Jesus said to grow your business. So I want to encourage you guys, on June 11th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we are going to be hosting, we have a venue that is going to be in Farmersville, Texas, which is just 30 minutes outside of Dallas, not far. And we are going to have Rob Yates, the great, that guy, the great Rob Yates, all the way, y'all, from South Africa, like flying thousands of miles to come see you on his own dime. And what you're going to get out of this is, I'm talking real scripture, verse by verse, how to grow your business the way Jesus taught us. And all you have to do, going back, is come with expectations. That's why we're saying this. I want you to come with expectations. Wherever place you're at in your business, whether it's your sole proprietor, or you are a realtor, or you're on your own, or you work for a brokerage, whatever that is, we want you there because we believe that you're going to have a miracle in your business. It's working in my life and in my business as we speak, real time. And it's because for so long, I've been hiding behind the camera, the 10, 15-second clip, in hopes that I would grow my business. But yet in 2 weeks, I quadrupled my business, all because I showed up. And what does Jesus say to do? He says to go. He sends you. We're to be sent. So this is a place where you're going to come and you're going to learn. So we're going to put the link in this chat here. And also post it. Yep. It's already in there. Register. It's only $25, y'all. It is only a few hours. It is going to be the best few hours that you're going to ever have, and your business deserves it. And most of all, and you do. So how do you, whatever you're at in your business, whether you're the CEO of the greatest company in the world, and yet there's still something missing, come. If you're starting out in business, come. If you are in the middle of growing, come. There's no good or bad place you want to be. We want you there to be a part of something bigger than all of us, because this is what we've been praying for, y'all.
So, yo, bro, let me ask you something real quick. Also want to throw out there real quickly. It just hit me a second ago. Like, if you are an entrepreneur as well, right? You are not the boss. You are not the owner. You are you, but you work in a company. And just because you're not the owner, it doesn't mean you can't join this event. In fact, my humble opinion is that you should probably be there even more.
Yep. Because
you are going to learn how to bring Christ into your workflow, into your daily work life. And I guarantee you, supernaturally, if you bring him by your side, he's going to show you how to become more valuable, how to become, how to help your company prosper more, how to do all the things. And you're probably going to start getting noticed for things. Okay. If you're wanting that promotion, or you wanting another opportunity, this is a way that it can help you do it. Right. And it could be the smallest little things, man. Rob, tell me I'm wrong. Like, maybe you talk to a coworker you've never spoken to before. You just do a good little deed in the office for somebody that just sparks a conversation that opens a door. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. It can happen like that, man. You know, it's like, so I'm just saying, entrepreneurs, this is something that you need to take advantage of as well.
At the end of the day, we've all got ideas of a bigger future today than we have tomorrow. Every single one of us does, right? Whether you've got a job or whether you've got a business. And if you drill it right back to the core fundamentals of what accesses you that future, right? It is as simple, although maybe not as easy, but it's as simple about how you as an individual act and interact with God's children, right? With the other human beings on planet Earth. If you want a promotion, you're going to have to go and play a game to get a promotion. If you want more customers, you're going to have to go and meet more people and do more sales meetings. Like, everything is a interactive game given to us by Him to increase relationship value. And so you will learn how to do that. It doesn't matter what your starting point is. Everybody who learns to do that well will always increase their likelihood of having the future that they desire. And that might sound a bit simple. You know, the crazy thing is, if you look at the work of the enemy in your life, it is the enemy's job is to make it seem bigger and more complicated than it actually is. Mm-hmm. If you've got a job or you've got a business, simply learning how to truly deeply meet other people where they're at will set your future on fire for you with regards to where you can go to. I mean, you take the gloves off and you're going to start swinging like you've never swung before, because the biggest limitation is that I and my, which prevents you from meeting other human beings where they're at. And it then prevents you from having them sell to you, having them give you a buy from you, having them even sell to you, having them give you a pay rise. It is the moment you let go of the selfishness of I and my, and the moment you step into them, is the moment you start swinging big. That's the it's like the secret sauce. And Jesus asked us to go and do the Great Commission, make disciples of all nations. That really means you've got to meet a lot of people and be the first Bible that they read. Well, that sounds to me like being a great human being who really cares for other great human beings and goes and supports them and finds out where they're at. It's incredible. So in Kingdompreneur, we've employed a lot of people over the past 14 months, 15 months. And we're just about to employ 2 more, actually. And it's incredible when I sit down with these people and I'm like, well, there's this job thing going, but like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go to? How would you know that you've impressed me and impressed God enough in 12 months' time? And when I actually go and make it all about them, they flourish and they excel and they do crazy things. Like Kat, my VP of sales, is working now at 9:30 at night. So I know this because I've seen a sale come in whilst I've been on this call. Right. I also know that him and I were in a meeting at 7 a.m. this morning. That means an employee has hit a 14.5-hour working day without the boss having to ask. Right? People believe the employees don't work hard. They don't work hard because you treat them in a way that prevents them from working hard. You believe that they don't go and do a job as good as you do. Well, that's because you cage them in and you're not willing to make them better than you.
Yep.
Can I tell you something real quick? That right there, bro, that's what we need to do on Thursday. We need to deep dive and provide value for all these people on LinkedIn who have employees or who want to hire. And they're not hearing any of that stuff anywhere. They're hearing the same old trek of the resume and this track and the training and the this and do this or else and blah, 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 blah. When they could easily just shift the dynamic of themselves, especially if they're the owner, they're the top dog, the buck stops with them, right? They cannot say they cannot change it, right? There's no excuse. So, yeah.
You know, there's 2 things. We can play with this on Thursday, but we're going to have 20 minutes or half an hour. I tell you what I'll do, and I'll add it into the June 11th seminar, right? I will give the full teaching of how to acquire A-player employees in your business and how to inspire them to world-class standards. the full teaching, like nothing. The teaching, I actually gave it, and I'm going to take it directly out of the mastermind that I ran on Tuesday, because it was actually the content that we covered with those guys. This, by the way, allows you to put between 200 and 1,000 potential employees into an automated pipeline every week and assess them without touching it, and only the good ones get through to you.
Bro, you should be, if you're going to offer that on June 11th, you better charge more for this thing. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm serious. $25 and you get like, come on, man. Can't nobody say there's no value there. Come on.
So we're currently in Kingdompreneur. I don't want 1,000. We're currently doing 200 people entering our recruitment pipeline every week. And we are filtering, because in business, finding customers is very easy, right? That's I can teach it. It's very simple to find customers. Finding world-class employees who fit your culture, who you want to work with, that is tough, right? That is really, really hard. In fact, that actually has to be a bigger focus than finding the customers. The customers are easy. They're not price sensitive. They've actually got far more money. Like, that's easy to learn. Finding employees, motivating and inspiring employees to serve the customers better than you do, that's where the magic is, because that's what allows you to grow a real business. Like the customer part, simple and easy. In fact, the customer part, I do teach it, but there's so many other wonderful experts out there who teach it as well, like Myra Golden and Russell Brunson, and like they will teach that stuff. The customer bit's easy. And if you can't do the customer bit, then you really can't have a business, because it is that simple. It's like play the game, hit it hard, and play the game. That's cutting customers. Getting staff to serve the customers, that's where the magic really, really happens. That's where you'll take a business from, I don't know, $300,000 to $1 million a month to $50 to $100 million a month. $300,000 to $1 million a year, to millions, tens, 50, 100 million a year is all in your employee acquisition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like that's the game.
But the old way, man, the standard, if you will, is so entrenched, man. It's like, what do you do? Oh, it's like a reaction. It's like reactive. You know what I mean? It's like, isn't that what you said, Bobby? That it becomes transactional, right? When don't let your hiring be transactional, right? Let it be transformative, as you said, right, bro? Like, if you transform the way you hire and who you look for, instead of looking at their skills on a resume, you do what Rob is going to teach you in June, it will shift, man. Like there's no way you cannot shift in a positive direction, in my opinion.
I think the biggest problem that most people have is they are afraid of hiring somebody better than them. And that right there is something that you have to have a come to Jesus moment, if you will, because for me, I only hire people who are better than me. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only way I do it. I do the mortgage side too. And all I do is interface with the customers. The back end, I do nothing. I hire somebody better than me to level up, so that way that customer service is high level all the time. And not because I don't want to do the work, is because I want to be able to multiply. I want to be able to scale. I want to be able to grow. And also, I think it's important that you know your strengths. And it's okay to hire people who are better than you, because that allows you to scale, which is what we're going to teach you in this business, in this Kingdompreneur.
Yeah, that's it. In fact, Bobby, the actual goal is to get somebody to replace you on the front end as well, right? So somebody else is finding the people and charming them, again, give them to the amazing back end of your business. And, you know, I think about an orchestra. Have you guys ever seen, or anybody listening, seen a one-man band? They used to have them on the streets of London. They've got a big drum on their back and cymbals on their ankles, and they're like boom, 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 and they're playing a flute and all that sort of thing, right? Yeah. If you're a one-man band and pretending to be Mozart, good luck with that. You know, at some point in time, we've got to get good at one instrument, but then you've got to become the conductor of the orchestra. which means you know what all the instruments are supposed to do. They're going to do them excellently, and your job is to choreograph how they do them. Right. And then equally, maybe you need to become the composer at some point in time, and you go and write the symphonies so that multiple orchestras can play at exactly the same time. The hardest thing in business is the moment you get really good at something, your first job is to let somebody else do it and stop being good at it. And then you have to step into this is going to suck again moment. And that's why we hold on, because we get all really good at being a plumber or whatever it may well be. We get very good at it. And then the moment we get good at it, we have to give it to another plumber, and we have to step on to become the marketer. And then we have to step on to become the recruiter. And really, we never get to have that. Well, not never. For quite a long time, we don't get to sit in that I'm great at this moment. You know, it's often 5 or 10 years into the future where you can sit back and go, actually, now I'm a great business owner. I don't need to be a great plumber or a great marketer or a great recruiter anymore, because I built my business to do that for me. And if I look at how I'm now building Kingdompreneur, you know, fastest growing coaching business on planet Earth, probably by quite a long way at the moment. And it is simply by doing what Jesus did. And Jesus left Nazareth and went and recruited disciples and taught them how to go and do what he could do. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And if you change your mindset and hire the special way that's going to be taught at the event, if you start hiring that way, man, here's the thing. I think that business owners, like you said, guys, you said it indirectly as well, this additional part, but they don't want to hire somebody better than them. I get it. But they also are afraid of them leaving, right? The ever fearful business owner who doesn't want to be left hanging or what have you. But here's the thing. If you hire this special way that you're going to get taught, what happens is that you create an environment such for that person, that employee, that team member, that they aren't going to get anywhere else.
That's it.
I mean, come on, man. It's not that hard. Like, here's the thing. I manage 6-7 software engineers. Okay. Like, over the years, I've learned about software engineers. I've learned about their personalities. I've learned about who they are. I've learned about what they like. I've learned about what they don't like. Okay. Like, so I guarantee you, even in the age of AI, these guys, they can go get a job somewhere else and make more money. They can, 100%. They're very talented. They're awesome. You know what I mean? Like, these are solid dudes, man. Really good. Can build us anything. And they can go somewhere else. But I was intentional about creating an environment for them that I know they can thrive in, that I know that they can focus on what they actually enjoy doing best, and that's building cool stuff. I don't make them go to meetings. I don't make them, like, if I need to talk to somebody, I go talk to them. You know what I'm saying? You know, if we really need to meet on something, that's fine. But they don't generally like meetings. Know who you're hiring. Know who they are. Ask them who they are. Right, Rob? I mean, you're going to teach people how to do that in the flow.
That's it. You know, on Friday, and I don't want to boast, but on Friday, the mastermind had finished, or the clients had left, and we were in this beautiful apartment overlooking the Atlantic Ocean in Cape Town in South Africa. Whales breaching in front of us, like big infinity pool, big view. It was stunning. And I had 3 of my senior team were in the apartment. They're in the living area, looking out over the bay. And I'd been and said goodbye to the clients, and they'd all gone off in Ubers or driven away. And I came down to them, and Gert looked at me, my VP of sales looked at me, and he said, "You've created a problem for us." I was like, "I'm sorry, what have I done?" He's like, "We've just been talking." He's like, "None of us can go and work anywhere else, because where else are we going to find a job this cool?"
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
Like, you're worried that employees will leave you because you are playing far too small. There is nowhere if there is nowhere for them to grow and nowhere for them to seek dominion, their human nature will get them to leave.
Yeah. Besides, man,
And so,
Rob,
that's the job.
yeah, but who? I would venture to say, I'm gonna take a wild guess, that you don't have your team doing super unnecessary tasks all the time, TPS reports and all that stuff. I'm sure you don't have them doing any of that, right? Like, just taking a guess.
So my team have unlimited vacation every year.
What?
They have unlimited vacation, no fixed working hours, no fixed working hours, and yet Kurt worked 14 and a half hours today without being asked. Like, just play with this in your head.
Right.
Closed,
Let that sink in.
Closed 2 premium sales and 3 membership sales today, 5 sales, and worked 14 and a half hours. And that's on no fixed working hours and unlimited vacation. They have almost no meetings to attend. They just have a structure built where they have to become, a part of my French, kick-ass human beings in that role.
Whatever it takes. Learn what you got to learn. Do what you got to do. If you need something, ask me. Like, go.
Go. That's it. And
go.
Here's the incredible thing. We worry about these things, but with the amount of space I've given them, they will all become world class at what they do within a 3 to 6 year window, right? And they've got unlimited resources. What happens when you have a world class employee, by the way, is your business skyrockets, because now you've got one of the best in the world doing graphic design. AI, we've got a guy just starting who's doing AI video stuff for us, right? He's going to be one of the, with the resources I'm giving him, he's going to be one of the best in the world. So ultimately, the business benefits. If he leaves after 6 years, he's going to struggle to go and find, or she's going to struggle to find somewhere else to go to, right? With that level of freedom.
Right.
But if they do, we will have grown so much and we will have documented and systemized everything they do so well that the rest of the people, the succession planning underneath them, will just step up and carry on at that level, and we'll carry on growing. And here's the thing, they will leave, if they do, with my blessing. They will leave as a friend, and they will always be grateful to Kingdompreneur for giving them the platform to grow off.
Mm-hmm.
You can never have enough friends.
That's right.
Can never have. Can you imagine another employee that in 10 years' time going and speaking to the girl who left, for instance, say, what do you think about Rob Yates and Kingdompreneur? And they go, best 6 years of my life. Like, they gave me this, they gave me that. I excelled to here. I flew all around the world. I did this and this. I never would be where I am today without God and without that job in Kingdompreneur. Mm-hmm. I'm going to capture employees by snapping my fingers, but simply by playing bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Playing bigger for a lot of people. Yeah, playing bigger for a lot of people, Rob, is simply just getting out of your own head and shifting to this different mindset we're talking about. And that's probably the hardest part.
You've got to, at some point in time, you've got to play to win the season, not to win the game. Right? Like, yes, the games are part of it, but I know so many sports teams that play to win the phase, or they play to win the game. And they lose sight of the big picture of the season as a whole. They burn through their best players in the first third of the season. Next third of the season, another bunch of players get injured. Back end of the season, that's the most important part of any season, any team sport. That's where you need your fittest, strongest, most seasoned players ready to go. You've killed them all.
Yep.
And then your team collapses. Like, you've got to play for the season, and the season in entrepreneurship is 3.5 to 10 years to make something that changes the world and your world forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
You know, if the only purpose of an employee is to make you money, you've lost already. Like, you've lost. That's it's if that's the only reason you're employing them is to make you rich, your selfishness has already lost the game. You've actually just created all of your problems for yourself. You've both felt it when you've worked for different people over the years, right? If you've got a boss who just wants you so you can make them money, like, how does it feel?
Well, just an example, my poor wife, she's phenomenal at people management, sales. Like, she was the one who was breaking records, and all her bosses ever did, as she was breaking the ceiling of their compensation models, was say, "You're making too much," and cut her pay.
Interestingly, that's exactly how I got Kurt to the VP, my VP of sales. Is he worked for a business selling. He broke all of their commission models, and he was earning more than the area, like not the store managers, but the area managers. He was earning more than.
God forbid,
Yeah, like, that's it. And they said, "Oh, you're making too much money," so they took the commission structures, capped them, and reduced them, and changed it up.
Yep.
And he's like, "Well, fine. I'm fine. When I find something else, I'll go somewhere else." So he now works for Rob, or works for Kingdompreneur. But that's a great example. We talk about the love of money and about greed. That literally is a demonstration of that sin.
Oh my gosh, 100%, and very overt about
it. Yeah, and ultimately, the money will choke you if you've made it that way.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
I want to put this out there just very quickly, and I might confuse or upset some business owners, but it's a truth that you need to hear, and social media is not telling it to you.
Speak.
Business owners do not make money, or should not make money, on a monthly or yearly basis. They should make some money, but they shouldn't make money. Like, business owners earn money in two places, one of two places. One is at about year 8 to 10, when they've built a business that can run pretty much without them. They can then live off the profits of that business in terms of shareholders, dividends, whatever you call it, wherever you are in the world, right? That's one way, 8 to 10 years, when it can run without you. The other one is exiting your business. Like, business owners earn on the share value of their business, period. Always have done, always will do. And all I see around the world is people stripping the oxygen, the cash out of their business to have the beach home, the new car, the foreign holiday, without actually just pumping it back in and having a plan and some guidance and a structure to keep that growth happening. The quantity of business owners I sit with, and I'm like, well, okay, you're going to have to put $5 or $6 grand a month into Meta ads in order to go and sort your customer acquisition out. And they don't have the money, but when you look at their lifestyle, they spent all the money.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It went somewhere.
That's it. And so they've built a trap for themselves, and they've re-embedded themselves as an Israelite.
They own a job.
You're enslaved.
That's it. And so, if we're not to be afraid, I think we need to expect to play a much bigger game. And God didn't put us here to play small.
Rob, can you expand real quickly on? I felt that was coming to an end, so forgive me if it was not. But can you talk about being? I know you're the boss. I know you're the one that you go to, but what would happen if people started being a humble servant to their team instead of being the dictator?
Well, I think you need to do both and.
Right, but I mean, like, not all the time.
I think behavioral flexibility, like Jesus himself, there is a time and a place to be the dictator, to go through the temple with a cat of 9 tails and turn the tables upside down, right? That has a place. Your job as a business owner is to provide your employees with everything they need in order for them to excel. Sometimes that's structure, sometimes that's a cuddle, sometimes that's freedom, sometimes that's systems. It can be a million or one more customers, whatever it may well be. And so therefore, if you're to supply your workforce with everything they need to excel, you're serving them, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah.
And maybe that's a better culture. Maybe that's some fun in your business. You know, we had almost my entire workforce was in that big fancy apartment house in Camps Bay in Cape Town the other day. And we had a big dinner with each other, and we sat there, beautiful weather, beautiful view, beautiful place. You know, how many of you are doing that cool stuff with your employees?
Yeah.
Like taking the time. And if you don't have very much money, a barbecue in your backyard is a wonderful starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you don't have a backyard, you just have a 2-bed apartment, make them some lasagna in your oven in your apartment. Like, just do something. Do something for them. And so, Brad, you're 100% right. Our job is to serve. It is to serve them what they need to excel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think where I was going with that, Rob, was a contrast to the ever abundant number of companies out there who, like, you can't even get a new stapler without a 10-step approval process and 16 people to go through just to get a dang stapler. You know what I mean? Like, sounds fun.
You should only have something in a business that you're willing to, that you've got the willingness to police, right? So we have unlimited vacation and no fixed working hours, because if I put those things in place, I have to police people sticking to that, and I have to go and fire on it sometimes, or have consequences. And so it's a thing that I just don't need to manage. Do we need to manage expectation levels, workload levels, like quarterly, half yearly, and yearly targets? Does that need to be managed and agreed upon? Right, 100%. It does have to be a high level of expectation that if a customer expects somebody in a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're in the meeting, right? Or if they've got a colleague they're supposed to be meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're in the meeting. Is there those expectations that need to be met? Of course. But if you go and build a massive process to go and change a light bulb, or to buy a stapler or a ream of paper, you are literally bleeding money in process management and policing in your business. Mm-hmm. And then you've got to go, well, why do I not trust them to go and get a stapler in the first place? Like, what have I done in my business to cause for me to trigger there not being enough trust and them not being trustworthy enough? Like, what's happened there? Like, for the staff not to recognise that money's not an endless pool, or for heaven's sake, give them a budget for what they need for the year and let them manage their own budget.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's, at the end of the day, Brad, if you start by managing the money, you will get exactly with what Solomon says in Proverbs, which is, if you focus on the money, it'll be like an eagle and fly away from you. And it happens the entire time. Have you ever seen anybody with a budget stick 100% of the time to the budget and achieve the budget on time?
Nope.
I've seen nobody. I mean, in 26 years, literally nobody, probably 150,000 people coached. Nobody has ever achieved that in my client base.
That's funny.
What's really interesting, if you start with awareness and you start with a relationship with Jesus and you start with some aims and objectives and a future that's much bigger than today, than tomorrow than today is, suddenly all of that budgeting stuff takes care of itself. You don't need to budget. You just need to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I really want to see people turn up on June the 11th expectant to transform their business, to fill the missing gaps, to have a coffee with Bobby or me the day after or the week after. Like at some point in time, people have to take a risk about growing their business, and $25 and a few hours. If you're not willing to spare that, you are just signing the death warrant on your business.
So good.
The knowledge you're missing is on the other side of the biases that you have. And so if my accent and the fact that I live in South Africa is a bias, good luck, because you won't learn what you need to learn, right? If it's the time or the $25, if any of those things are objections or barriers, you're literally just agreeing with yourself. I don't want to go and take a roll of the dice and go and learn what's missing. And I think, Brad, we if we're going to play this game expectantly, we should be out there going and taking more risks more often, going to more places, meeting more people, and learning more things. If you want it online, good luck. You can wait for 18 months, and your competitors will leapfrog you. I don't know any other way to strip it, but if you want it online, you're going to learn 6% of the people in the room. Because that's what online learning is.
Yep.
So, Bobby, what's your closing thoughts for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little cheesy on the closing thoughts, and I'm gonna wrap this up. When you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's true, though, man.
It's so true. But
that ain't corny. That's real.
No, it is true, because it's so, we talk about it all the time, but we apply it. And what does Jesus say? Is the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and to love your neighbor. So here's where the cheesy part.
Love your neighbor. Love your
amen.
Right.
And here's where the cheesy part's going to come into play. Okay, we're bringing in love. Like, we're teaching you how to love one another, because it starts with the Heavenly Father. Because the greatest benefit that you'll ever have is eternity. Okay, that's the greatest benefit. We talk about all these benefits, medical benefits, all the things, but the greatest benefit is eternity in heaven. So what we're going to be teaching you on June 11th is that very simple application, is to love your neighbor and to come in with expectations. Because here's the thing, there's a miracle that we want you to come in expecting in your business. And we're praying for your business. We're going to pray with you at this conference. There will be some worship, there'll be some prayer, and there'll be some post-prayer. We're going to stay by. And if you need us one-on-one, we're going to be there as long as you need us. This isn't the greatest commission is to go and love one another and to share the good news. And the good news is, if you don't apply these simple, basic things that Jesus told us to do, then your business is going to run from you. And being a good steward is the best thing you can do in your business. And so we're going to teach you all those things, and we're excited to bring you on. We'll be here next Thursday, or this coming Thursday. Check us out from 2 to 3 p.m. And bring questions. We want you to be coming in, whatever. If you're listening to this later and you need prayer, DM us prayer requests, whatever you need. We're here for you. This is from our heart. I promise you. This is why I'm doing this, is because I've owned and ran many businesses in my life. There's no greater coaching than Kingdompreneur. Not because I'm in it, because I was in it and I was like, I need to do more. And that's why I'm in it. That's why Brad is in it, because Brad knows this is a selfless thing that we're doing, because we love to see people prosper in their businesses, but only through kingdom building. And that's what we're going to teach you.
Yeah. Imagine how your business would start to turn around if you started really loving your team.
Yep.
In a way that they have never seen from you before. The paycheck is expected, right?
Yep. That's the byproduct.
Right. But imagine how things would look, how much more they would do without being asked, as you said, Rob. If they knew that the place they were loved at the place they worked. It's amazing.
Here's the crazy thing is they actually want less money as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the insane thing is people will take a pay cut for a better work environment.
That's right, 100%. Like I said, my guys can go anywhere. My guys can work elsewhere and make more money.
People don't seek employment for what you think they do. And I think that the moment that you realize that is the moment you fully start to understand who your neighbor is, what they're actually looking for, because what they're looking for is the same level of peace that you're looking for.
Yep.
Amen.
That's what they're looking for. I know of people who have moved jobs to earn less, but they go home and they're not frustrated and angry every day.
That's right. They have more years left at the end on their life.
That's it. That's it.
Amen.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, I guess seems like we're gonna wrap it up here. But for those of you that are watching, thank you so much. And click the link right there. Go sign up. It's a whopping $25. All right. Let's see if we can try to get close to paying Rob's airfare coming from South Africa or something.
Not a chance. It's fine.
No chance. Oh, but thanks again, guys. We'll catch you on Thursday. Bring
See you
your
guys.
questions.